How is everybody doing? My name is Isaac, and thank you for joining my YouTube channel, which is called Divine Inspiration. Also, you can check me out on Facebook. I post profound statements, statements to help uplift people, statements to motivate people, statements to encourage people. Also, you can check me out on Instagram, and also you can check me out on TikTok. I feel like my mission here on earth is to impact as many lives as I possibly can. So, if by listening to this video, it resonates with you, by all means necessary, continue listening. But if it doesn't, we just got to keep it moving. But what I want to talk about today is the various different places that we go to as we moving about throughout the day or throughout the week, whether it be at our place of employment, whether it be the laundromat, the grocery store, a family member's house, a friend house. We get tested, whether it be the gas station. We get tested at these various places that we go to. Our loyalty, our judging, whether we judge, our judgment get tested, our self-control get tested, our forgiveness get tested, and a lot of other things we get tested on. Maybe even if we're gonna show up at work on time, we get tested. We might have people watching us when we pull up to work to see if we arrive early or if we get there late. Just little things like that mean a lot. You know, you might be on your job and you see a guy and a girl walk in, you see them holding hands, you see them hugged up, and then you see this dude lay a kiss on his girlfriend. So right when you see that, the universe is letting you know that they're a couple right there. They got the two of them got something going on. They kissing on each other and they hugging on each other. So one day you see that you know that couple is together, you know they together, they got something going on. One day you see that female, you at work, you're a security guard or you're a healthcare worker or whatever you're a firefighter, you work at the grocery store. So that female come in by herself. And you don't say nothing to her. You might speak to her and say, how you doing? And that's it. Now what I would consider you trying to holler at some other guy's woman is you intent on getting her number, you trying to link up with her, you want to have sex with her. Or you walking up to her and you trying to hug all up on her and you hugging her in a manner which is real sexual. You grabbing her ass and you squeezing all tight up against her chest. Because it can be levels to hugging. Now you know if you lay a kiss on another man's woman, you done crossed the line. Or you hugged up on her, you grabbing her ass or her hips, you pressing all up against her. You walk up to her, you trying to get her number, and you want to see if y'all can link up. You crossing the line then. So we get tested right there on our job. Your self-control could be getting tested right there on the job. Somebody come in and flip off the handle and getting to acting real crazy. They go to 100 and they get real loud just to see if you're gonna maintain your composure up under all that stress and all that pressure, or you're gonna get loud just like they do. See, if you remain calm and poised, you pass the test. You're learning how to control your emotions instead of your emotions controlling you. You're learning how to not mess around with somebody else's woman. Because when that woman came in, you knew she was in a relationship. You wasn't trying to push up on that woman. You wasn't trying to get that one. You wasn't trying to get that woman's number. You wasn't walking up to that woman and trying to hug all up on her and grab on. You wasn't doing none of that. You just saw her. You said, "How you doing?" And you just kept it. You kept it right there on that level. You passed the test. You might be at church and you get tested. Every time you go to church on Sunday, you might have been the type of person that used to steal money and whatever it was. So you walk into church, you sitting down in the pews, and you look over every time you go there. You see some woman's purse, you see some money laying there, you see somebody's jewelry, you see somebody's cell phone, and you might even see a couple of sodas sitting on the pew, and you don't even mess with it. So you pass it. You're doing a whole entire service. The minister up there preaching. You didn't even mess with that stuff. The person that was sitting there didn't touch it. You didn't even touch it. Guess what? You passed the test. Or if you did take it, guess what? You failed the test. You're going to get tested again. You might be getting tested, like I said, you get tested at work to see if you're going to mess around with somebody else's girlfriend. You see this man and woman coming to church every Sunday. You see them holding hands. You seen them hug up on her. You even heard her say, "Damn, baby," or you heard her telling somebody this my husband or this my boyfriend. You heard somebody say that. You heard them talk. You even seen the two of them kiss each other right there on the lips. So that lets you know that they in a relationship. So one Sunday, you don't see her husband or you don't see her boyfriend. She come over and sit right next to you and strike up a conversation. You just keep it on at a general conversation. You don't take the conversation nowhere else to where your intentions is on trying to link up with this woman. You don't ask her for a number. You don't start making sexual remarks saying, I think you sexy as hell and I want to try to get. You don't do none of that. You just be cordial and you speak to her and you keep it on that level. You pass the test, young man. Yeah, you pass the test, my friend. We get tested. Sometimes when you out and about, maybe you at the grocery store and you come out the grocery store and you see your friend that you might have had a misunderstanding with. Or y'all might have had a little riff. And you see him as you come out the store and y'all talking. You don't ignore him. You see him. Y'all have a little conversation. He might say something, man, I apologize for the way I acted, or you might have did something to hurt his feelings, and you say, man, I apologize for the way I reacted. I didn't mean to say the things that I said. So you was getting tested at that moment right there at the grocery store. Your forgiveness was getting tested. Sometimes I think that's why certain negative things, sometimes I think negativity can be used as a means of testing us. Somebody do you wrong, somebody curse you out, somebody get real loud and disrespectful with you, and then the universe will orchestrate things. Maybe it could be a year later after that incident happened. You might be at the laundromat and that person that you had an incident with, they walk in the laundromat getting ready to wash their clothes and dry their clothes, and you sitting up there already in the process of getting your stuff done, and you see them when they walk in. You might have feel some of those feelings might come up, but you be a real man about it, or they be a woman or a man about it, walk over to you and say, damn, man, I remember that incident me and you had where we was cursing each other out. You know what, man? Or you say to them, you know what, ma'am, or you know what, I really apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. I know I upset you, but I really do apologize. And now you see that person, or that person see you in a whole new light. They no longer see you. They no longer holding a grudge against you. Some people might even consider you an enemy because y'all haven't made amends. So they walking around, maybe want to have some type of vengeance. They might, if they a vindictive type of person and they haven't worked on they haven't self-mastered their emotions. Hey, some people, like I said, it's very important that we work on those because some people are very violent. And they might try to do some type of bodily harm to you because they haven't worked on themselves. That's why it's very important that we work on our self-control, man. To not let our emotions take control over us, and that's what self-mastery is. Self-mastery is when you have control over your emotions and you don't let your emotions, because we could do a lot of harm. Yeah, we as spiritual beings, we can do people, our words and our behavior and our actions can really hurt other infringe on other souls, whether it's some physical harm, bodily harm. We have the capability of hurting people if we don't know how to control ourselves. Things can literally be deadly, can get that ugly based on. Now, if both individuals got self control, that's what you would like to see when a situation right where both of y'all have mastered y'all emotions. Now, sometimes when you got one individual that's a loose cannon and you practice self mastery, you got to be very careful in those type of situations because you hope to God that person don't do nothing outrageous or crazy. But sometimes you can diffuse the situation just with your words. So we get tested no matter where we go. Like I said, you can be up in church and you getting tested on your forgiveness up in church. You and one of the members in the congregation that might have had a falling out after the service was over. Y'all got to talking and y'all had some type of disagreement. Now when y'all was doing the service, wasn't even sitting next to you. They sat maybe 3 rows back. So the next Sunday service come in, or this say, for instance, you had an incident with this person out on the street, and you didn't even know this person went to your church. So you come in one day, one Sunday morning for service, and you sit down, and lo and behold, you look over, and that person that you had an incident with out on the street is sitting right there next to you in the church. You can be getting tested, and you say, "Dang!" You look, you be like, "Ain't this person sitting next to you?" You say, "You know what? I remember seeing you at the gas station. We had that little riff. You know what? I apologize, ma'am. I apologize, sir." You be like, "Damn, by the way, I ain't even know how long you been going to this church." "Oh, I've been going there for a couple of weeks. I ain't even know that." Y'all make amends right there in the church. You being tested. And let me say another thing about church. One thing I noticed about a lot of the ministers now, because I watched a lot of them on YouTube. A lot of the ministers, they go to the scriptures. But one thing about the scriptures is that there's a lot of spiritual lessons that you can learn in the Bible. A lot of people don't even realize it. You get a lot of the ministers that get up there in front of church, and if you can apply what those scriptures say to your life, because they apply to today. You might think those scriptures, because it was written so long ago, you don't think you can apply those principles and those scriptures to your everyday life. And I know a lot of ministers today, they teach life skills. They might be teaching you how to control your ego. They might be talking about relationships. They might be talking about forgiveness. They might be talking about a lot of things, but a lot of the ministers now, you got to give them respect. And every minister is different. Some of them might strictly be deep into the scriptures. Some of them might not necessarily even refer to the scriptures that much. They more about teaching life skills, more about trying to transform other people's lives. So it's a purpose and it's a reason why you in that church. Don't look at religion as being something bad. You can be in that church and it completely transform you. Somebody in that church might just say something to you after you just heard a message from the minister that hit home with you. Then another person that go to that church might say something to you that changed the whole trajectory of your life. You might be a single guy. Now I'm gonna talk about work too. You might be going to work every day. Now, if you choose to talk to women at your job, now me on the other hand, I really don't want to mix business with pleasure unless I can really trust the female. Because if a female, like where I work at right now, say for instance I was to holler at somebody up there, and I know it's a lot of guys that come up there, and a lot of guys are thirsty. They home unless I really trusted that woman. When the day that I'm not up there, and guys, unless I really know this woman, I really trust her. That's the only way I would talk to somebody that work in the same location that I work at. And there's other guys that come around that I know that's single. And I know how men can be. Men are very physical. They're attracted to the woman that's voluptuous. They got a nice butt on her breast. I know how men are. They very visual. And quite naturally, if you got a nice looking woman, they gonna look at her. And some guys gonna even make an attempt to even try to holler at her. Cause some guys literally don't even care. They might even know that that's your girlfriend. But really, what it really all boils down to is that woman. Can you trust her? Even though those guys are hitting on them, because you can't control what they do. You can't control what another. All you can hope for is that woman that you're dealing with is a trustworthy woman. And even though they hit on her, she gonna let them know, hey, look, I'm dealing with the security guard. Y'all know that. But some of them might not know this. You might say, okay, the security guard that work up here, that's my boyfriend. And if they got any kind of respect, they be like, okay, they cut off the comments. If they trying to make a move, they just stop right then and there. That's the only way I'll be able to deal. And I don't really know people like that right now, so I'm not gonna even, deal with nobody like that on my job. But we get tested no matter where we go. Our self-control. Even if you've been the type of person that judge people all the time. You got a lot of people out here that judge. They always talking about what somebody else is doing. knowing they got skeletons in their closet. So you at work and somebody come up to you and strike up a conversation and they start bad mouthing girls that dress real sexy. Girls that might reveal a little bit. They get to talking and say, "Oh, them women, all they do is wear shorts and they showing their ass and they show just to see if you gonna start judging them yourself, bad mouthing, talking about them. See, you being tested to see if you gonna start dogging these women out because the choice that they made on how they wanted to dress. Stop judging people. Somebody might you might be somebody out on that been in the streets and somebody talking to you about church, going to church and you might get the bad mouth from the churches. All the people at church, they ain't no good. I ain't trying to be up in there serving God. And I'm like, you judging the pastors and not even realizing it's a lot of people's lives that's getting transformed in that church. It's a lot of people, the reason why they going there is for other reasons. Yeah, they learning something from their pastor, but they might get some wisdom from somebody in that kind. And you don't even know that, but you judging these people. Man, all they do is talk about God over there. You really don't even know the whole purpose of what's really, you don't even know what that person's lessons that person's supposed to learn. It might be a reason why they in there. Or you a person in the church and you judging the guys that's out in the street without even really knowing what their life plan and what their life purpose is. It's a reason why they went down that path, maybe so they can learn something. Stop judging people. That's why you might have got in those conversations with those people. That person started talking about somebody else to see if you was gonna start talking about somebody else in a negative type of manner. I'm guilty of it. I ain't gonna even lie. We all been guilty of gossiping and talking about people. You might even get tested on racism. You might have been a black dude that said, "I'll never date." Now let me just say that all of us are one anyway, manifested in many different forms. The spirit can manifest itself in black, white. It's just spirit manifested in all these various different forms. So we all one. But your rate, you might be getting tested to see if you're racist, or you might have, like I said, you might have been a black dude, and you said you might have told your friend, "Man, I never mess with a white girl," because you had all these various different stereotypes. I only deal with black women. So you starting to see all these attractive, and this might be at your job too, or even when you out and about, you at the laundromat, and everywhere you go, you seeing these attractive women, white women coming in that you attracted to. They physically look good to you. They cute. And you just ignoring all. They come, someone even come over and strike up a comment. And just because they white, you don't even want to have anything to do with them. See, the universe is telling you might have been a white dude that hated black women. So I would never date a black woman. They this, they that. You can't put every man and woman, whatever skin, you can't put every person in the same. Everybody is different. Everybody operates. Everybody personality, their temperament. You can't put every black person, every white person. We all of us spirits are different. Never make that mistake and put every spirit in the same category. You'll make a huge mistake if you do that. So you as a white man might be getting, so you seeing all these beautiful, voluptuous, sexy, they built with black women trying to make a move on you, trying to strike. They even walk up to you and even ask you for your number. You turned these women down. These were some beautiful black women. But just because they had brown skin, you didn't want to have anything to do with them. You're going to keep getting tested until you change your racist ways. That could have been happening to you at church. Like I said, you could have got a good word from that pastor, because a lot of these pastors now are really preaching life skills, because that's what we really need. And you can go to the scriptures and get principles. There's certain principles you can get from the scriptures that you can apply to your life right now. A lot of y'all don't even know that. So the church is not a bad thing. And even on your job, you getting tested. You over your family member's house. You might have been the type of person that steal, and every time you go over your brother's house, they leaving stuff out all over, like money and food and candy. and they leaving out and telling you to just chill while they gone. And when they come back, everything is still there. You getting tested. And see, the whole thing about evolution is that we improve our character. We improve our ways of being. We might have been very prideful. It's another thing we get tested on, our pride. And it's another thing I thought about too. I was thinking about money too. And I was reading something. They say money is actually a test. Money is also spiritual too. Money is not physical. Money is actually energy, and money is actually spiritual. But just think, I was reading something to talk about how money has been placed here as a test for men and women to see how we will use that money. And the energy that will come behind the use of that money, whether it's negative energy. See, you might put money in the hands of one person, and he might use it to start a business to help people get jobs, or he might use it to build a homeless shelter to help feed homeless people. Then you put money in another person's hand, and he use it just for selfish means. You give him $1 million, and all he care about is going on and buy him a big house, 4, 5, 6 cars. He don't care about nobody else but it. If anybody even asks him for $7 million, say, "No, man, I ain't finna get y'all nothing. I'm trying to get this house." Or somebody might say, "Hey, man, why don't you try to start something else to try to help somebody out?" He's seeing all these homeless people out in this area where he live at, or they got signed homeless people everywhere. He ain't trying to help out nobody. All he care about is himself. His family try to call him, say, "Man, I need some help." Say, "Man, look, I'm trying to get this next Bentley. F y'all. If I don't get this Bentley, man, shit just ain't gonna be right." You see how we get tested with this money? One person using the money for positive means, and the other person, he trying to acquire all this wealth for selfish means, or he using it negatively. He using the money to maybe do some nefarious things or some evil things. I'm not judging nobody, because we all have fallen short. But I think money is put here. Some people use it in a negative manner. Some people use it in a positive manner. Money is testing us. Money is put here to test us. And like I said, money is also spiritual. It's not physical. The world that we live in is a mental construct. It starts up in the mind, and then it materializes into the physical. So we are actually living in a spiritual world and don't even realize it. Everything we see around here is just energy vibrating at various different frequencies. Yes, indeed. But anyway, y'all, I want y'all to be conscious of what we're doing, whether we're at work, whether we're at the grocery store, laundromat. We get tested all the time. Because our soul and our spirit is all about love, positivity. That's why it takes us through all these tests, because it wants us to be loving, because there is no religion higher than love. If you're going to practice any type of religion, practice the religion of love and peace. There's nothing, that's the highest frequency you can give off is love. We fall short. I do. We fall short, but you can redeem yourself. Just know that. All right, y'all. Keep your head on a swivel. Good vibes only. Our only option is to shine. All right. Peace.